Hello everyone, this is Dr. Saib Singh. Welcome to my channel Guide Dental. The subject for today's video is going to be microbiology. This is the second part of the subject. Whatever topics I will be mentioning in my video are also given in my blog by the name of Guide Dental. The link for which is provided in the description. Coming on to parasitology. In parasitology, you need to study about entamoeba histolytica, in which you need to study about morphology, life cycle, pathogenesis and clinical features, lab diagnosis in detail, distinguishing features of amoebic dysentery and bacillary dysentery. In Leishmania donovani, you need to study the whole organism completely in detail. Plasmodium, again, you need to study in detail. In Taenia species, that is, you need to study about Taenia saginata and Taenia solea, in which you need to study about the morphology. Morphology concentrate on the eggs or gravid proglotids of both the species. Then the differentiating table between the two. In the differentiating table, you need to concentrate on the segments and proglottid features of the two, comparative features of the two. Then you need to know about life cycle, mode of infection, diagnosis of cysticercosis in detail. In Echinococcus granulosus, you need to know about its life cycle, mode of infection, hydrated cyst, lab diagnosis, Cassoni's test, and examination of cystic fluid. These two features in lab diagnosis are to be studied in detail. Coming on to Ascaris lumbricoides, you need to know about its life cycle, mode of infection, lab diagnosis, visceral larva migrans in detail. Coming on to Ancylostoma duodenale, you need to know about the life cycle, pathogenesis and clinical features. Clinical features just mentioned in brief because this is microbiology, so more focus has to be given on the characteristics of the organism itself and the lab diagnosis. So clinical features are just to add a few lines to your answer. 3 to 4 features will do, that's all. Coming on to Wuchereria bancrofti, you need to know its life cycle and pathogenesis. The next bigger unit is oral microbiology. You need to study the normal microbial flora, the subtopic in detail. It may come as a short note by the name of oral microflora. You just need to study it for a short note, that's it. Only that subtopic coming under oral microbiology. Coming on to a much bigger unit, that is bacteriology, the most important unit in microbiology. Most of the questions are asked from this unit. Bacteriology, immunology and general microbiology are comprised, it is 70 to 80% of microbiology, so you need to pay more attention to that. Coming to Staphylococcus, in Staphylococcus you need to study Staphylococcus aureus in detail, in which you need to know about morphology, culture you need to know about selective media, mannitol salt agar in detail, then the toxins and enzymes in detail, pathogenesis, food poisoning, skin exfoliative diseases and toxic shock syndrome in detail. Then methicillin resistant staphylococci, that is MRSA, you need to know in detail. It might be asked as MRSA in the exam only, MRSA, so you need to know what they are talking about. And the lab diagnosis of Staphylococcus aureus in detail. Next is Streptococcus. In Streptococcus, you need to know about the classification of Streptococci in detail along with the flow chart that must be given in CPA Paveja on the first page of Streptococcus, so that you need to know in detail. Then Streptococcus pyogenes you need to study in detail, the morphology, toxins and enzymes, and pathogenesis and lab diagnosis. Group B Streptococci, in Group B Streptococci you need to study the camp reaction in detail along with diagram also. Coming to Pneumococcus, you need to know its morphology, culture, antigenic structure, pathogenesis and lab diagnosis. Next is Neisseria. In Neisseria you need to know about two, Neisseria meningitidis and Neisseria gonorrhoeae. In Neisseria meningitidis, you need to know about morphology, culture you need to concentrate on Thier-Martin medium and liquid media turbidity. Then the biochemical reactions, oxidase test, pathogenesis, that is Waterhouse-Friderichsen syndrome. Then the lab diagnosis has to be studied in detail. Prophylaxis, you just need to know one thing, that there is no vaccine available for group B streptococci. This might be asked as an MCQ. Then coming on to Neisseria gonorrhoeae, in this you need to know about the morphology, culture, Thier-Martin medium, pathogenesis, gonorrhea and oral manifestations, and the lab diagnosis in detail. The next bacteria is Corynebacterium, in which you need to know about Corynebacterium diphtheria, in which you need to know about morphology in detail, culture, Loeffler's serum slope and telluride blood agar, toxins has to be studied in detail, lab diagnosis in detail, Prophylaxis, you need to know about DPT vaccine, and the Schick test for lab diagnosis is very important. It might be asked as a short note. In diphtherioids, you need to know only one or two names of the diphtherioids, and the palisade arrangement has to be studied in detail. The next bacteria is Clostridia, in which you need to know the classification in detail. Clostridium perfringens, you need to know about its culture. Target hemolysis is very important. Then the biochemical reaction, Stormy fermentation is very important. In classification, you need to know about Nagler reaction, reverse Camp test, and lab diagnosis in detail. Clostridium tetani, you need to know about its morphology, culture, toxins, lab diagnosis in brief, and prophylaxis in detail. Clostridium botulinum, you just need to know about the toxins and pathogenesis. That's it. Coming to non-sporing anaerobes, you need to know the classification in detail, lactobacillus in detail, and lab diagnosis in detail. In Enterobacteria Shei, you need to know about Escherichia coli. In that, you need to know about morphology, culture, antigenic structure, toxins in detail, and lab diagnosis. Lab diagnosis, you need to study the urinary tract infection, UTI, in detail. UTI can be separately asked as a long note also, lab diagnosis of UTI, so we need to study that very nicely and in detail. In Proteus, you need to know about the morphology, culture, concentrating on swarming growth of Proteus, and the Dines phenomena. In Shigella, you need to know about the classification of Shigella, only fermentation characteristics of Shigella subspecies. There is a table given in Sapia bovecha, the pathogenesis and lab diagnosis of Shigella in detail. In Salmonella, you need to know about the culture, antigenic structure, antigenic variation, Kaufman-White scheme, and lab diagnosis in detail. In Vibrio cholerae or Vibrio, you need to know about morphology, darting motility is very important, culture, nutrient agar, McConkey agar, transport media, Monser's gelatin, taurocolate, trypticase, tellurite agar, GTTA. They might ask you this in the exam as GTTA, so you should know the full form. Thiosulfate citrate bile sucrose agar, that is TCBS, pathogenesis, lab diagnosis, and prophylaxis in detail. Coming to Pseudomonas aeruginosa, you need to know about the culture, that is nutrient agar and peptone water, and pigment production in detail. In Yersinia pestis, you need to know about the safety pin appearance and morphology, the stalactite growth in culture, and pathogenesis in detail. Coming on to Haemophilus, in Haemophilus influenza, you need to know about culture, antigenic structure, and lab diagnosis in detail. And in Haemophilus ducreyi, you need to know about the morphology and pathogenesis in detail. In Bordetella, you need to know about the classification of the species. Bordetella pertussis, you need to know about its culture, that is Bordet gangio medium, and antigenic structure and lab diagnosis in detail. Also, you can add 2 or 3 lines about the DPT vaccine, which you might have studied in diphtheria already. In Brucella, you need to know about the pathogenesis and lab diagnosis in detail. Coming to Mycobacterium tuberculosis, you need to know about the morphology, culture, antigenic structure, Koch's phenomenon, tuberculin skin test, lab diagnosis, and prophylaxis in detail. In Mycobacterium leprae, you need to know about the morphology, that is, you pay specific attention to globi, cigar bundle, lepra cells and foamy cells in detail. Then the pathogenesis, Ridley and Jopling's classification, lepromin test, and lab diagnosis in detail. In spirochetes, you need to know about the morphology or motility to be more specific, and the disease classification in detail. In Treponema pallidum, you need to know about the morphology, culture, antigenic structure, pathogenesis, and lab diagnosis in detail. And in Borrelia, you need to know about the Borrelia vincenti or Vincent's angina in detail. Coming to Mycoplasma pleuropneumonia-like organisms, the general characteristic, morphology, culture, and pathogenesis are important. In actinomyces, you need to know about the morphology, culture, pathogenesis, lab diagnosis in detail. Rickettsia, you just need to know about the Weil-Felix reaction in detail. And lastly, the antimicrobial sensitivity testing, you need to know about Stokes disc diffusion medium and Kirby-Bauer disc diffusion method in detail along with diagrams. Thank you so much for watching. Please, once again, these topics which I mentioned in my videos are based on my personal experience and which I've got to know through my extensive studies and through interacting with my juniors and colleagues. If there's anything I need to add or if there are any doubts, please let me know in the comment section. I hope this video was useful for you. If you found, please like, share and subscribe to my channel Guide Dental for further updates. Thank you so much.